it is really satisfying to watch. It's all like the entire assembly line is automated. The way they put the paint and the way they do the entire thing is.
By the way, China's electric vehicles are so good. They're so advanced.
Yeah.
There's this guy that I follow on Instagram. God, I can't remember his name. I really wish I could right now. But he reviews a lot of electric vehicles, like very I've never even heard of these companies, and they're incredible. They're so advanced.
Yeah.
And their suspension systems are so superior to the suspension systems of even like German luxury cars. Like they did a demonstration where they drove one of these Chinese electric vehicles over an obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had like a BMW and a Mercedes go over, and the BMW is all working. And the Chinese one is fucking flat planing the entire way.
Right.
Every bump in the road is being completely absorbed by the suspension.
Right. This is all AI. This
It's
is all
so much better than what we have.
Right.
Like so much. What is this? That's him.
Yep.
That's him. Forrest Jones. Shout out to Forrest. He's great. He does like these really fast-paced videos, but he does a lot of cars that are available here in America as well, but he does a shit ton of them that aren't. Which one is this one here?
Neo.
Yeah, listen to him because he's pretty good at this shit.
710 horsepower. I get cameras here, LiDAR there for self-driving, and this has 2 Neo-made chips. And for reference, one of those chips is as powerful as 4 NVIDIA chips, and this has 2. Neo also has battery swap stations, so if you're in a rush, you can hit one up, it'll lift your car, swap out your battery, put in a fully charged one in between 3 and 5 minutes. But here's where the S-Class should be worried. Not only does it have rear steer and steer-by-wire, so it's extremely easy to maneuver, it may have one of the most advanced hydraulic systems I've ever seen. It can pretty much counteract any bump,
Wow.
and after you go over something 4 times, it'll memorize it so that the 5th time, it's like that bump never existed. Inside, you get pillows in your headrest, heated, ventilated, and massaging leather seats, a passenger screen built into my dash, a main screen that works super fast. I get a driving display, a head-up display, and my steering works super fast.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, what's interesting what he said is that the car is learning the terrain. If it went over it once, it'll learn it. And
yes,
I think this is the next sort of big thing with AI, whether it's robotics, cars, or even ChatGPT.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So it's getting very yummy for the tummy. And yesterday, what struck me the most about the unveiling of the ONVO L90 is when we unveiled the ONVO L60, Emperor William Lee, the CEO of NIO, sat down in the audience instead of being on stage. But this time around, he was the one on stage speaking for like 3 hours. But why did he do that? I'm going to tell you why. China knows who this man is now. So by him standing on stage, bringing recognition to this, you guys see where I'm going with this. The awareness of this car is already there. Now, whilst on stage, the crowd was so happy with this man that, well, in fact, take a look at the clip of it and then we shall continue.
6座布局与7座布局同步开启预售，预售价整车购买27.99万元。现租赁方式购买19.39万元。谢谢，希望大家可以多多支持乐道 F。
Alright guys, welcome back. So in that clip, when he announced the price of the L90 and then the battery as a service price, showing them how affordable it is, making it affordable for the average Chinese citizen, that they called him Bin Shen, which means God, which is a nickname for someone that's really awesome in China. That's how much they love him now. You see, in America, cars are unaffordable. It's unattainable. Houses are unattainable now for the average citizen. I'm one of the few that was able to pay off my house and sell. I sold a rental property in Philly. I'm one of the few, and the only reason why I was able to do that and live mortgage free now is because of NIO And I did that on a live video where I showed and explained to you guys. It was when NIO skyrocketed over 60. I sold a little over 1,000 shares and I was able to pay off that house and buy a car cash. Without investing, you can't do that. Now, in America, the new administration, Donita is giving incentives for legacy automakers. That's why they're scrapping their EV incentives now. And these legacy automakers are going back to making gas-guzzling cars to destroy the atmosphere. And to the dinosaur age, we go again here in America. We are staying in the Stone Age because we have people with the Stone Age mentality that's running the country sadly now, that is pushing us back into the dark ages when China's policy is to help give incentives to future companies that are innovating. What do you think is better? I'll allow you guys to decide, because I take a lot of heat. When I bash the old administration, I used to get a lot of heat for it. And now I'm bashing this administration when they do something wrong. I take a lot of heat for that too, but I'm a critical thinker. For me, I'm not a tribalist. I call it like it is. So anyway, whilst all this is happening, Morgan Stanley reiterated an overweight rating of $5.90 yesterday. Of course, we know that the share price should be well over that, but at least Morgan Stanley always try to, say, hey, the company is doing this, they're about to do that. And a lot of it was based on the L90, which they know is going to sell very well with that price point. It's going to steal away even from the Model Y. Forget the Li 8 and all that. It's going to take away from the Model Y, the Xpeng, Xiaomi, etc., etc. So NIO's I wanted to address this as well. People come on my channel and they always say, well, the L90 steal sales away from the main brand. And well, okay, so basically it's like this. Someone who's trying to buy a NIO, a L90 is not in the same category of our main brand, like an ES8 or something like that, because the main brand is always one step ahead. And someone who is planning to buy the main brand will not be buying the L90. For example, and I talked about him before, my subscriber in Australia whose cousin is a billionaire, he's going to import an L90. He's going to import an ET9. Import it. So people who are on that level, who is trying to buy, like a Mercedes, a Audi, a BMW, now they're buying a NIO branded car, like an ET5, ET7, etc., etc. They are not going to buy an ONVO. So NIO competes against BMW, Mercedes, Audis, and Porsche, and we outsold them. ONVO competes against Tesla, Xpeng, and Toyota. We're getting ready to outsell them. Firefly competes against BYD, GAC, and Volkswagen, and we see Firefly getting ready to outsell them. So this should help put things better into perspective. Whilst all this is happening, Volkswagen suspends the ID Buzz US deliveries on tariffs, because of tariffs. Lucid to expand its EV charging infrastructure in Saudi Arabia in the Eastern Province, to expand its charging infrastructure. It seems like a word I've heard before. Oh yeah, that's right. NIO has the most infrastructure in China of any EV company. So Lucid understands they need to do the same, but they're doing it in Saudi Arabia, not in America. Because in America, the policy right now is to go back into the Flintstone era with Barney Rubble, Yabba Dabba Doo. And Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, certain countries like Abu Dhabi and the rest of them are trying to progress into the future with the latest technology. So it's very interesting to see that whilst the analysts are pretending to not see NIO's infrastructure, it means nothing. It doesn't equate into their valuation. It's nothing to do with the chip. The chip doesn't equate into, Skyos doesn't equate into the evaluation. It's only about how many deliveries. They pretend that's all that matters. But we know the game and we woke up to their game. And that's why we keep buying. I bought another 100 shares yesterday. I'm up to 22,700 shares. And when the market opens this morning, I'm going to buy another 100 again. How do you like them apples? So, whilst all this is also happening, NEO is up to 3,401 swap stations as of yesterday and 2,888 charging stations live. And NEO said on Thursday, 15% of its drivers in the United Arab Emirates have used its first battery swap station since launching the site in February, while teasing the opening of more stations in the country. So a lot of people are going to say, well, only 15%, perhaps they don't like it. Yes. And at one point in China, it was the same situation where a lot of people wasn't using it. Now we have in the millions and millions and millions of swaps and they can't get enough of it. I suspect that Abdul, while sitting in that car at 120 degrees, he wouldn't want to wait to charge that car. He would want to just swap and go. He would want that convenience too. Even Abdul don't want to sit in the heat. So I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.